is, again, it's all about them layering that textures and all those kind of things that you can do with these stamps. Now, I've saved this one for the last one. This is the Swirly Florals, and again, really beautiful stamp set. I'm just going to put that there for a second. Now you can see how much I love mine because they're very inky. I have been having a good old play with these, but you've got some really beautiful ones. If I just bring the packaging, you'll be able to see, rather than my mucky stamps there, you can see the kind of things that you've got here. So you've got these beautiful flurry swirly florals. On your special day, you've got this beautiful corner piece. You've got this lovely, like a grid, a stamped grid there. And then you've got these gorgeous corner pieces, some more speckles, different to the previous ones in that other set as well. So again, lots of different ways. These are all photopolymer stamps as well, which means it's that highest quality of stamping material to create some really beautiful, crisp, clean stamping. And again, just talking about the different ways that you can use these to add that amazing texture and dimension to your creations, and it can be absolutely anything you want. Now I've taken, and it literally is just one of those books that you can get from your stores. It's a bit of craft card there, so again, any kind of book. I've gone for quite a nice big size to this one. And with that said, I've already taken my cardstock and cut that to size. Whenever you're thinking about what you're creating onto, just take a template, take your ruler, have a little measurement, and then you can cut down your mat and layers to build up that element of there. But we're going to start with this piece of stamping card. And again, it could be stamping card, it can be watercolour cardstock, any, material that you want to pop it onto, but I'm going to start with this blank canvas, and I'm going to use the pale fig for this one, and I'm going to create myself a little bit of an inky edge using this one, and I'm also going to use damson wine as well. So I'll bring those two in, and that's from our water reactive ones and our quick dry ones. So again, let's just take that in, and I'm going to go straight in, just creating a little background. Now again, you can use your circular brushes, your circular dabbers or your square ones. I've gone with a square one this time because it gives me a little bit more of a bigger coverage when I'm going on, and just blend all of that into the cardstock. And I'm just going round the edges with this around both sides. So again, it's just building up the background piece before we actually start stamping with our textured stamps. It's just giving us something to work from. And again, you start to build that texture once you layer your stamps on. So again, I'm just going to go on and pop the first colour down. And you can see straight away that's already building up. Then I'm going to come in with the damson wine. And for this one, I'm just going to go with a circular one. This is just adding a little bit of extra depth going round the outside, and it makes it pop a little bit more when you add a darker colour. These are from the same colour family, but you can choose whatever colours you want to choose to create this little background piece. Now again, you can start to do things like your for background techniques by adding a little bit of water to your project to lift the colour slightly. With them being water reactive, it does mean you get a different look and a different feel. You could use your clear overlay pen to create a nice little background as well. But honestly, beautiful, really lovely. And again, that's just going to be the start where I'm going to start to add now the texture. So I'm just going to move those to one side for the time being. And then I'm going to bring in my stamping platform. There we go. And we're going to start now layering up texture and layering up colours. So with that said, where shall we start? I think we'll start with that lovely background piece. And I'm going to use... pop that on there. I think I'll use crushed velvet for this one. And I'm going to pop that across. Again, you can use any colours that you want to be able to create this, but we're just going to go straight in and start to add these stamps to create a little bit of texture and a little bit of image. I'm just going to bring that over there so you can see that better. There we go. All the way around. And just start adding, whether you're going off centre using all of it or a little fraction of the stamp, you can see that you're starting to build up the texture. So again, ink up your stamp, pop that down, and it's starting to really build now, and you can see straight away by adding those textures, by starting with that inky background and then adding this to it, it just starts to formulate a little bit of a background going off there. And again, really love these. So I'll just use a little fraction more just in the corner. So I'm just going to use this little piece. Let's just bring that down. There we go. And there we go. So that's my first one that I've finished. I've finished with that one now. So we'll bring in the next one. And I think I'll bring in, we'll have this one. And we'll have a bit of parakeet on this one. So I'm going to use parakeet. I'm using our opaque pigment inks. That means you can add things like your clear embossing powders to these, but you could use any ink pads, whether it be quick dry, whether it be your water reactive ones, whatever it is you want to stamp with. But again, just randomly stamping around to build up a little bit of a background. So I'll just pop that onto there. And you can see now that's starting to build up. I'll just add a couple more and then we'll move on to the next stamp. And again, just randomly stamp them down. There's no precise way. Just have fun. Have fun playing with these stamps. You really are going to enjoy using them time and time and time again. And I'll just bring another one just into the centre there. And then I'll leave that one. So we'll move on to the next one. Oh, the speckles. I love this one. The speckles, gorgeous. So let's have a think. I think I might use the damson wine for the speckles. So let's pop that across. Let's just pop this one on actually. I'll do that one. There we go. And then just roughly, again, start playing. Have a little play and just ink up these stamps and layer up. And you can already see this background is really building up beautiful. And all that added layering and that texture just, it's just looking absolutely gorgeous. I love these stamps so much, and I know that you're going to love them just as much when you get them at home and have a play. I'm quite happy with that, so let's step away from that one as well. Sometimes you have to step away from those stamps, but it's such good fun. And then I'm going to bring in, I think I'll use a black for this one, so let's pop that one back on there. That one back on there. Let's see if I can find. I know what we'll go. We'll go with midnight. Midnight will look nice with these colours. So let's pop the midnight on, and then again, just have a play, and you really start to build up some lovely layers. Now we've got some other couple of stamps on this collection I've used up to now. I think I've nearly used all of them, apart from the sentiment and another element. But you can really start to see this build up and frame around now. So again, I'm just going to pop that on there, bring in this one. So many different stamps on there. In this particular set, there is 8 pieces on the Swirly Florals. So you can really start to see how you can build up your texture. I'm going to use this one to frame that side, and then I'm going to do the same with the other one on that side, and just bring that into line with that one and frame that off. And again, you can see this now is really, in fact, I think I am going to step away from the stamps because I'm really quite happy with how that's turned out. Starting with that background image first with those 2 colours, the pale fig and the crushed velvet, and then start to add your stamps in different colours to really bring this texture together. It really does look absolutely fabulous. So I'm going to mat that onto my matte and layer there. So let's just use, I think I'll use my all-purpose glue for this one. Just undo the top. And just pop this onto my matte and layer, and then we'll place that onto the book front, and then we'll just finish that off. So bringing in that book, we'll just pop that down and place that on. And you can personalise things like your books, you can personalise your cards, you can do home decor pieces, add your textures, add your clear embossing powders, add things like your ordinary, different kind of embossing powders that we have out available. And then again, all I'm just going to do now is literally finish this off. And I've taken some of our nesting dies that we have. These were those beautiful ones. Again, create a little bit of a background just there, just to offset that. So I'm going to use a foam pad. And I have used our Make a Statement dies for this particular one, using the similar colours in the background. So I've used those crushed velvets and pale figs there at the background, and then just offset that with the black, makes that stand out. And again, you can personalise anything you want with this. So again, I'm just going to pop that down into the centre, and you can see this all really building up lovely now. And then I'm just going to finish this off with adding some 3D Collal glue just onto the back, personalise that to create your personalised notebook and just building up those textured stamps means that you are in control of how you want to use these to create different cards, boxes, tags, home decor pieces, your mixed media projects. You're going to have the time of your life with these stamps. You're in control of how you build these up with that layering textured stamp. They're absolutely phenomenal, and I know you're going to love them as much as we do here.